and you can't look good against him.
Right, right. Well, okay, moving on. Let's talk about some fights, some breaking news in the sport of boxing. Let's talk about Marquez versus Morales. It was supposed to happen on April 9th on pay-per-view in Las Vegas. It looks like it's been canceled now. And it looks like Marquez is the one that pulled out of the fight. They're saying, Golden Boy is saying that he's pulling out because he wants to wait and pursue other options. Do you think that other option is one Manny Pacquiao?
I think Marquez is always going to hold out hope that he can get a third fight with Pacquiao, excuse me. He deserves it more than anyone else, certainly more than Shane Mosley, but that's never going to happen. Marquez needs to move on and concentrate on what he's been on adding to his legacy with whoever else is around from 135 to possibly 140. I think of the Morales fight, even though it's about 6-7 years behind of when it should have happened, it still could have been good because that would have been the final chapter in that whole rivalry, right. Marquez, Morales, Guerrero, Pacquiao, the whole being. And unfortunately, it's not going to happen. I can see Marquez's point. There was a point where he wanted to fight Morales back then, and Morales snubbed him, so Marquez is kind of doing the same to him now. That's where I think this is really coming from.
Right. Marquez is the one that has the
titles now, exactly.
Right. And Morales is still on the card, and he's asking for Marcos Maidana.
They all do. They all do. Everyone wants to fight Maidana. But I don't think that's a good fight for Morales right now. Morales is as tough as they come. He won't give up, but I have a feeling Maidana would pummel him.
Well, according to Morales, or according to Golden Boy, Richard Schaefer said, I asked Erik why he wants Maidana. He thinks that he has the technical skills to beat Maidana.
Maybe about 3 years ago. Morales hasn't looked spectacular. He's won his fights on his comeback, but he hasn't looked that good. And he has all the heart in the world. He has a little bit of his skills left. He's still very tough. He's going to be a tough out for anyone, but a guy like Maidana is just going to club him.
Right.
And
kind of, I think the most outrageous thing about this proposed Maidana versus Morales fight, right, is that and this is reported by Michael Rosenthal of RingTV.com, Ring Magazine. He said that the WBA is going to elevate Amir Khan to super champion, and that the Morales-Maidana fight will be for the regular WBA title.
That's wonderful.
What has Erik Morales done to earn a title shot?
His name? He beat Giovanni Lorenzo. I don't know. It's the WBA. We don't question them. You just go along with what they do and just nod your head and say fine.
So pretty much the way he's earned his title shot is that he can afford the sanctioning fee.
Exactly. More than other guys,
Right. Okay. Well, also, Winky Wright is reported that
he's coming back.
He's going to come back versus Matthew Macklin. What do you think about that fight?
It's a good fight. Winky Wright still has a name. He takes way too much time off in between fights that he's not as relevant as he used to be, and his skills are probably really rusty. Macklin's a very good prospect. This is his first big fight against a big-name opponent. He's really known in Europe, and if he can dominate Wright, then this could be his big breakout performance in the U.S. It's a good fight. Very good fight.
Right. And then another fight that was postponed looks like it's going to be made. Robert Guerrero versus Michael Katsidis.
It's another good fight. It's another quality fight in the lightweight division. Guerrero is the unofficial #1 contender for Juan Marquez. Marquez won't fight him. I don't think he's ducking him. It's just he's still looking for the biggest option out there, and right. Guerrero wouldn't give it. It's not the best option at the moment. But that's one of the best fights you can make in the lightweight division, and it's a highly intriguing fight. Guerrero brings it. He's always a tough guy. He has great skills, but at the same time, Katsidis is, one tough hombre, as we've seen in the past.
Right.
And we know he's going to push Guerrero to his limit. It's a very intriguing fight.
Right, and I kind of think that this is a fight, to me at least, that Katsidis has to win, or else he's dangerously close to becoming just a gatekeeper fighter.
Oh, I totally agree. With his loss to Joel Casamayor, now his loss to Marquez, plus his loss to Lon Diaz, he's the type of guy that he'll always make exciting fights. That means he'll always get television dates, but you don't expect him to win. And he needs this one to prove that he is elite in the division, not just a guy that will make exciting fights, but he's going to end up losing.
Right. Okay, so looking ahead, here's another fight that looks like it's going to be made. Andre Berto versus Victor Ortiz. It looks like the last thing that they're haggling over is the catchweight, somewhere between 140 and 147. What do you think about this fight for either of these guys?
It's a good fight for them. I mean, it's a good fight. It's not the best fight that can be made, but it's a highly intriguing fight. People have been waiting to see Berto in with a name opponent for a while. Same Ortiz has been coming up for a bit too. He stagnated a little bit. But both these guys are trying to reach that next level, but quite haven't yet. And a win over either one of them, I don't think it'll put them to that plateau yet, but it'll be a nice little jumping start for them.
Right. Right, and you know, Berto doesn't seem to have anywhere to go.
He doesn't. You know, there really isn't. Pacquiao's not going to fight him.
Right.
Mosley is not going to fight him, and Mosley's too old anyways. After the Pacquiao fight, I think that's it for him.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Williams, no. So there's not really anyone around. You know what I mean? It's just
right. And then